Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. I want to thank the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, for her visit to Madrid to exchange views with the Spanish government on the invasion of Ukraine and its impact on the European economy. Her effort is an evidence of the leadership that the European Commission and its President are showing at this critical time for Europe. And it is precisely in these situations like this, when the leadership of men and women at the head of institutions is valued. Today, it is more necessary than ever to exercise our political responsibilities with a vision of the path to take, with empathy for those who suffer, and with the capacity to work together. All these qualities are possessed by the President of the European Commission. And I want to reiterate this, a female president, because a few days before the celebration of March 8, it is pertinent to claim the contribution of women to politics. And if I have one thing clear, it is that it is a success and a pride to have a woman at the head of Europe like Ursula von der Leyen. Thank you, President. We have a clear diagnosis of what happened. The Putin regime sees the consolidations of the political project like the European Union as a threat. Putin tries to weaken our European area of prosperity based on democracy, freedom, and social justice, and that is why he attacked us. But I think he's wrong. In my opinion, Putin has made two strategic mistakes. The first, believing that Ukraine was going to simply surrender to the invasion. On the contrary, Ukrainians are showing determination in defending their freedom. Once again, we declare our admiration and solidarity with the Ukrainian people. Putin's second mistake has been to believe that Europe was going to divide. No. Europe today is more united and more determined than ever in the actions against Putin, in solidarity with Ukraine, and in the response that Europe will give to the economic impact that Putin's war has caused. We have discussed all this with the President of the Commission, a meeting in which I have been accompanied by Vice President Calviño and Vice President Rivera. The government of Spain has conveyed to the Commission its resounding commitment to European unity in the implementation of economic sanctions, also in our offer to continue transferring humanitarian aid to Ukraine, as we are already doing, and finally, in our absolute availability to host refugees, as Spain has always done when there has been a humanitarian crisis. President, you can count on us. Finally, we have addressed the impact that Putin's invasion will have on inflation, the price of energy, and raw materials. The President knows that high energy prices are undermining family economies, impacting SMEs and industrial companies, and generating inflationary effects. As you know, the European Commission is finalizing a second communication on energy. Spain has been calling for immediate and forceful measures to cushion the impact of gas prices on the wholesale electricity market. And in this sense, President von der Leyen and I agree on the urgency of taking measures in the energy field. We have received or reviewed some proposals that Spain has been defending to stop the spiral of energy prices. In the same way, we have also need to advance more strongly in the field of interconnections. Another point in which there is a considerable alignment is the need to strengthen the European Union's common security and defense policy, because a strong European defense will be the perfect complement to an increasingly relevant NATO. And I think that the Madrid summit next June will be an excellent opportunity to underline the complementarity between the defense policies of both organizations. Lastly, we have exchanged opinions on aspects related to the Union's strategic autonomy, We share the need to strengthen our industry and drive technological development in key sectors, the urgency to diversify our import and export markets through a renewed trade policy, and to speed up the green and digital transitions. All of them are major strategic challenges that we will have to face in the coming months and years. But I have no doubt that the European Union, once again, will emerge stronger from them. So thank you very much, Ursula. Thank you very much, President. As you will know, you can count on Spain.
Thank you so much, Prime Minister, dear Pedro. I'm very glad to be here in Madrid. Spain indeed is a key partner for me, and I'm here to prepare with you the informal summit that we're going to have next week. And indeed, first of all, we discussed today the extremely difficult situation created by Putin's war. The number of refugees already exceeds 1.2 million people, and the number is likely to increase multiple times in the days and weeks to come. These are innocent women, men, and children who are fleeing Putin's ruthless and brutal war, and they need our immediate assistance. All member states are showing a big heart and helping as much as they can, and many thanks, Pedro, for the offer that you just did in our discussions, but also here we know very well that we can count on you. There is a long tradition, and many thanks for that. I also want to commend the frontline countries like Poland, Romania, Slovakia, and Hungary, but also Moldova for their outstanding solidarity. They deserve our solidarity and support, as do all European countries that welcome refugees. The European Union is providing 500 million euros in a first tranche to help Ukrainians. And we made sure this week that Ukrainian refugees of this terrible war get residency rights in the European Union immediately for at least a year. So this includes not only the access to the labor market, but for example, also access to schools, access to medical care, many things that are now desperately needed. And let me say how proud I am of the European Union today. Our unity, our determination, and the solidarity, that is really Europe at its best. We have imposed 3 packages of hard-hitting sanctions on the Russian leadership. Many thanks, Pedro, here too for the very close cooperation. By this, we are drastically limiting Putin's ability to finance this atrocious war. But Putin's war, as you said, and its consequences will also impact our citizens and our economies here in the European Union. And we have also discussed that today. One of the most critical topics is indeed energy. One thing is very clear. The European Union must get rid of the dependency of Russian oil, gas, and coal. And for that, we have to diversify the supply, we have to get better at energy efficiency, and we have to massively invest in renewables. Because this is a strategic investment in our security of supply, but also in the health of our planet. And I'm glad to say that Spain is a real front runner. With your impressive share of renewables, and in the national energy mix, the renewable energy plays the major role, with the large LNG capacities, but also with the impressive know-how and the industrial players in the field of renewables. So Spain can and will play an important role in supplying Europe. And for that, we must work indeed on the interconnections between the Iberian Peninsula and the rest of the European Union, and we've discussed that we will work hard on that. This is one of the major priorities. A second priority right now is, of course, that we need to help the consumers, the households, and the businesses that have indeed problems with the high energy bills. We discussed that intensively, and it will certainly be a topic on the informal summit in Versailles. Dear Pedro, this war unleashed by Putin is not only atrocious, it's also a fight of our democracies against autocracy. It is a defining moment in our history, and Spain knows very well that democracy is priceless and that we have to stand up for it. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you at the summit, and many thanks for hosting me this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Muchas gracias a los medios de comunicación por atender esta comparecencia. Gracias.